On this channel, $1 Million Made Easy, we love to run numbers for people. We use the S&P 500 returns for the last 100 years and looked at what they might do in the future. They continue to do what they've been doing for 100 years. Let's say you've reached the withdrawal stage. You want to know what kind of asset allocation. Let's say you've actually reached $1 million in your net in your nest egg, and you want to give yourself a 3% COLA. And after taking into account Social Security, you figure you need $5,250 a month, which would be 6.3% a year. As you can see, the numbers for 1924, if in this scenario, you would have no problem, even when you hit the down years of the Depression. Even though they went down some, it was able to come back, but most people would not leave 100% in the S&P 500. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Most people would recommend having some kind of an asset allocation, not 100% in stock. So let's go with 70% stay in the S&P 500 and 30% going into a cash reserve account, another bucket account that's, let's say, it's paying 3%. These are the kind of numbers I can run for you. I can change the asset allocation. I can change the COLA. I can change where you even get a COLA. And then we look at the amount of money you think you might need and expenses that you want your nest egg to provide. So in 1924, you're getting down pretty low, down to 30,000. 1925, you're actually running out of money. Let's run it for every single year. The last 100 years, you can see 12 times in 20 years you run out of money, and 19 times you'd run out of money in 13 years. This is with a 70-30 split. Let's go back and see what this would do. Leaving it all in the S&P 500, which nobody would do that. I just want to see how the numbers change. Actually, you'd be better off doing that. But anyway, 30%. Let's go with 60-40 split. 60% staying in the S&P 500 because you want a lot in there, so when the market does come back, it can benefit from these large returns. But you also want, when you're down years, you want the money coming out of the cash reserve. So let's update this. See if these numbers change much. 60-40. Oh, now it's worse. 60-40 split, you're actually worse. What about a 50-50? And it's getting worse. What's going on here is you're withdrawing 6.3%, but your bucket over your cash reserve bucket's only paying you 3%. So you're not going to come out very good. How about an 80-20? In other words, you're just withdrawing too much money that the asset allocation doesn't really change anything. In fact, it kind of hurts you because you're taking out this 6.3%. But you can see the importance of asset allocation, especially as we run numbers in other videos. If you keep it down to the 4% rule, you can take out more money. In fact, let's just do that real quick. Let's just take out 3,500, which would be 4.2%. Going to update this, see how many times you run out of money. In the last 100 years, one time, guess what? 1929. Let's see if 30% makes a difference. 40%. In other words, 60% stay in the S&P 500. Want to see there? It finally gets there. 60-40. You wouldn't even run out of money in 1929. You would actually at the 30-year period, 1929 and 1930. Let's change one more, 50-50, to see if we can get rid of that at all. You can just, nope, it's actually in worse shape. So 60-40 was the best split. Starting with $1 million, you were taking out the 4.2%, giving yourself a 3%. How about a 2% COLA? This is the kind of things like we can run. Just change numbers for you. Want to see if we can get this to 0, down to 1. How about 50-50? Nope. How about 70-30? Trying to get it to 0-0 so you don't run out of money ever. And you still got the 1. I'm going to do one more thing, 80-20. I don't think we're going to do it. 1929 was just such a horrible run because you had all these down years. In fact, I'll show you right here what we're talking about. You had all these down years that your money just could not last no matter what asset allocation you would come up with. Anyway, that's the kind of things that we can do on this channel. We can run different scenarios for you. Change your asset allocation, change your COLA, change the amount you're taking out monthly, whether you even take a COLA or not in certain years. But we can change all that. We love running numbers for people. Just ask in the comment section. We'll run the numbers for you, just to see where you might be using the S&P 500 going forward. Please consider subscribing. Please share this channel with friends. They can ask me to run any numbers, whether it's in the accumulation stage or the withdrawal stage, and I'll do that. And you can just look at these numbers and gain some kind of an idea of what you might have in the future. Thanks for watching.